All right. Hi, all, and welcome to our ProFM Credential Program information session presented by Global PFI. My name is Bobby Quickstad, and I work with the ProFM Credential Program. We partner with training providers like GPFI to offer in-person, online, or hybrid ProFM Credential Program courses to FMs like you across the world. These partners include some of the most well-respected educational institutions worldwide and provide expert ProFM credentialed instructors and a community of support for local facility professionals. I'd like to start by introducing today's speakers. My name is Bobby Quickstad, and I'm the Global Partnerships Manager for the ProFM Credential Program. My co-host for this information session is John Heiduck. In addition to taking a new position at Credential as the Vice President of Operations for Facilities Management North America, he's also a member of the ProFMI Commission, a subject matter expert with over 20 years of industry experience, and the very first person to have earned the ProFM credential. Welcome, John.
Good morning, everyone.
So for today's agenda, we'll cover FM industry trends, what the ProFM is, 24 things that every FM should know, how you would earn the ProFM, expert guidance and engagement, and then some tips for approval and funding. So for FM industry trends, we're seeing some big changes in this industry. FMs are retiring and leaving a gap in expertise. FMs are managing the second largest asset of a company, and as a result, need to be more in tune with the overall business mission. So in addition to the traditional FM skills, there are new requirements to do things like create a business case for capital investments. Employers have expressed the need to ensure that new and existing FMs are equipped to meet these new gaps. Also, no current global standard has kept up with the current skill sets demanded. And then lastly, most telling that the FM market is so large and only a small percentage worldwide have actually earned an FM credential, leaving a tremendous opportunity to create a global standard that can help unify and elevate the FM profession. So how can credentials make an impact? A professional certification signals to employers and peers alike that you adhere to and are fluent in a global standard of knowledge and skills relevant to your field. A professional certification's purpose is to establish a global objective standard of competency and knowledge. This signals to others around you or looking to hire you that you know what those best practices are within your field and can hit the ground running. Earning a credential demonstrates that you are dedicated to your choice of career and that you're willing to invest and put in the effort to your personal development. For employers, credentials offer a platform to bring teams with disparate levels of skills and knowledge together and to bring skills to a common level of understanding, getting everyone on the same page and speaking the same language. And from a practical perspective, credentials help professionals continually update and expand their knowledge and increase performance. This can prepare individuals for professional advancement. So what is the ProFM? We know that facilities management as a profession is evolving as it adapts to new technologies, globalization, and significant retirement gaps. Today's facility professionals need knowledge and skills that go beyond traditional facility management, expanding into strategic business skills. The ProFM credential is the result of an extensive research project that we conducted in 2017 to address the changing needs in the FM market. We'll talk a little bit more about this research in a minute, but to set the stage, ProFM is a training and credentialing program built to celebrate the diversity and growing roles of facility managers. It was designed to create a common framework or standard that defines what FM skills are required today, also provide training to help both individuals and organizations identify and fill those gaps, and then lastly, provide a way for all facility professionals across industries, job titles, geographies, to demonstrate that they possess the required skills through a recognized and unbiased credential. So the ProFM was created by facility professionals for facility professionals. The ProFMI Commission conducted an extensive global research study to define the knowledge and skills required of facility professionals today. More than 3,300 professionals from 93 countries and 1,800 unique companies contributed to this study. 95% agreed that the ProFM body of knowledge covers all FM tasks. As a result of this study, the ProFM body of knowledge, the foundation of the ProFM Credential, was created. The ProFM Credential offers the most current and relevant facility management body of knowledge available today. Now, I'd like to hand it over to John to talk a little bit more about the ProFM body of knowledge.
Great, thank you, Bobby. Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm going to talk a little bit about, first off, the ProFM body of knowledge, what it encompasses, and really what we're looking at here. The body of knowledge defines the skills and abilities you'll need to be successful today and also in the future as the built environment continues to evolve. And with the ProFM and the body of knowledge, it's not just what you know, but it's really how you apply it that's important. And that's really what I think differentiates this credential. Not only do we cover all the different functional areas that you see up in front of you that I'll describe in more detail here over the next 5 to 7 minutes, but it's how then you apply that in your day-to-day work to be successful. So now I'm going to walk through the different core areas of the body of knowledge. So fundamentally, we have four different knowledge areas. So the first is operations and maintenance. So most FMs feel most comfortable in this area, but this area is as broad as it is deep. So there's still quite a bit to learn. As most of you may know, a lot of facility managers come into a supervisory or management position after working a percentage of their career in maintenance, as an example, HVAC technician, as a general handyman or a plumber, what have you. So, you know, when I say this area is as broad as it is deep, there really are 5 main areas that we can divide operations and maintenance, or more commonly known as O&M, up into. The first is technical or hard services. So what we cover there, everything from preventative to predictive to corrective maintenance strategies for all the different systems in our building. So that's everything from HVAC to lighting to the plumbing systems, fire suppression, fire alarm systems, what have you. So that's the first area covered in O&M. The next area is occupant services or soft services. So this is everything from fitness centers to cafeterias to coffee centers, mail service, and then most commonly is custodial or janitorial services, right? So there are a myriad of other areas that fall under occupant or soft services as well. But what I mentioned is the heavy hitters. The next area that we cover in O&M is work management. So we talked about the different systems and the services provided, but really what work management covers is how you organize, prioritize, and execute your work, inclusive of maintenance planning and scheduling. That's really important, not just for hard services, but soft services as well. So when do we need to go and inspect that fire riser? When do we need to go and change the filters on that air handler? And even in soft services, when do we have to deliver that catering, or when do we need to clean that restroom? So that's the third area. The fourth area, utility management. So this covers everything from electricity to gas to water, wastewater. And it's not just about those different services that are the energy sources for our building, but it's also content about how to optimize those different energy sources, how to measure, how to report out metrics, develop KPIs, and even understand something simplistic as a water and electric or gas bill for one of our facilities. So that's utilities management. And then the last area space management. So this is everything from, do we understand how much square footage we have in a building, to do we know how many people occupy that square footage? Do we have a process on how we move people from one area to another? So that's O&M, and that's the 5 topic areas that are covered within that module. So the next area that I'm going to talk about is asset management. So asset management is something that is becoming much more popular over the last 5 years across industry, even outside of facilities management. And as such, we thought that was a very important component to have within the ProFM, and that's our second module. So really, what are we trying to do? Well, we want to make sure that we effectively manage and optimize the value from our physical assets. So physical asset could be anything from the building that you reside in, to the property, to the components of that building, again, the air handlers, the chillers, the boilers, what have you. So inside this module, we're going to cover 4 different areas. The first is project management. Every facility manager needs to understand and have a certain competency in project management, whether it be for a construction project, a maintenance project, or even a strategic initiative. That really is critical, and what we describe and what we educate our credential candidates is on the plan, do, check, act model within project management. So that's one key area. The next is strategic planning. So this is about understanding what the parent organization needs, and being sure then we have our facilities management policies, procedures, and efforts aligned to that, and we support the organization. The third area within asset management is capital planning. So this really is taking a deep dive into the financial processes associated with planning the necessities from a capital perspective to renew the assets that are aligned with that strategic plan. And it also hits on different return on investment calculations to understand what that financial return is, and also life cycle cost analysis, which is important. So that's capital planning. The last piece of this module, asset management, is construction. So this is really from cradle to grave, the deep dive into everything from design to programming to contracting, execution, and project closeout. So it's everything that a facility manager needs to know, whether they be running a construction project or merely involved in one, because as everyone knows, as facility managers, whether we build the facility or part of the facility, we end up owning it. So we need to have a role in construction, whether it be the construction owner or the facility manager that will inevitably own that asset whenever it's put into service. So that's asset management as a whole. So the next area is risk management. So risk management covers really across various activities that FM engage in to make sure we manage and realize the value from our assets, but more so than that, we want to make sure we identify, analyze, and manage the risk that those assets and the management efforts that we put forth yield to our businesses. So with this, we have 4 main topics. We have compliance and standards. And in this area in particular, I'll note that the new ISO definitions related to FM are incorporated into the body of knowledge and risk management, specifically in one area, so you can understand those definitions as now they're being rolled out across industry and they're explained. The second area is really important. So it's EHS or HSE. It's explained 2 different ways. That's environmental health and safety, or safety, or health, safety, and environmental services. So that covers everything from the safety of our employees that are conducting facility management, hard and soft services, to the occupants of the building, making sure they're safe. So things like indoor air quality, fire suppressions, alarms, making sure we manage and mitigate hazards. The third area in risk management is security. So this looks at everything from physical security or guarding at a location, access points, to cybersecurity, which is becoming very critical in this day and age. And then lastly, we have emergency management as a key area of this module. And really, that's the process to be sure that we have a a policy and a procedure on how we respond to incidents and how we make sure as facility managers we're enabling our parent organizations to maintain business operations or have a business continuity plan during these periods. So that's the risk management module. And then lastly, one that is often glossed over is business management. So business management looks at the skills and mindsets we need to have as facility managers to lead our staff, customers, vendor partners, and to be sure that we're good stewards of the dollars that are entrusted as us to run the facilities. So we cover everything from basic financial management, including how to read a financial statement, a P&L statement, profit and loss statement, how to develop budgets from the bottom up. I mentioned also vendor partners are a critical part of facilities management. So in this module, we also talk about the procurement, the purchasing process. How do you write a contract? What's in a scope of work? What are the different terms and conditions and what they mean? And then lastly, the other area we cover in business management is real estate. So we have a detailed section where we talk about the differences between owned versus leased properties, and then the different types of leases that are available and are common today and in different markets. So everything from a gross lease to a triple net lease, and then again, what your role as an FM is and what you need to watch for when you have those different arrangements. So that's the 4 core areas. The 5th area here really gets into the cross-functional competencies. Can you advance the slide one, Bobby, please? So this is the cross-functional competency. So if you look, we have the 4 areas I just described: O&M, asset management, risk management, and business management. Now the last core competency is highlighted in blue, and it encircles or wraps or has threads through all the other modules. And that's because the 5th module covers what ProFM defines as the cross-functional competencies. So these are the topics that, again, are woven in and out of the core modules. Things like skill sets, communication, sustainability, quality, innovation, and collaboration. So while each of these topics are covered independently within one module, you'll also see them throughout the other modules as well as you go through the process. So that's it for the 5 core areas. I'd like to turn it back over to Bobby now to talk to you a little bit more about how you can elevate your knowledge and earn the ProFM credential with the ProFM Credential Program and Global FPI.
Great, thanks, John. So the ProFM Credential Program is a knowledge-based credential, which is focused on building knowledge and skills and abilities. Compared to other high-stakes CompE exams, the ProFM Credential Program is an all-in-one program which gives you everything you need to study, prepare, and earn the credential. The ProFM Credential Program is composed of the 3 components that you'll see here. So on the left, you'll see the 5 reading modules that are delivered through an online embedded e-reader or online plus printed materials that teach the entire ProFM body of knowledge. In total, it's about 1,000 pages of content. And then in the middle of the screen here, you'll see the interactive online study tools, which include a pre-test smart study plan, section quizzes with about 850 practice quiz questions, which would give you immediate feedback and answer rationale. For example, if you were to get the question wrong, it would point to the text in the book where you can go back and read. You get access to flashcards, progress reports, and a resource center. And then lastly is the online final assessment. This is the 2-part online final assessment. So the ProFM differentiates itself from other FM knowledge-based credentials as it not only tests what you know, but how you apply it. This is important to employers who want to validate that their employees can also apply what they've learned. That's what makes ProFM practical and applicable for FMs. So this 2-part online final assessment. Part 1 is a knowledge exam. So it's designed to measure your breadth of knowledge in the FM profession based on the 19 functional knowledge areas and 5 cross-functional competencies of the ProFM body of knowledge. This exam is 75 multiple choice questions, and you have a 90-minute time limit to take this exam. Part 2 is a application exam. So this is designed to test your ability to apply your skills to real-world scenarios that you may encounter in your work. These questions focus on reviewing and critically analyzing different situations to best apply the ProFM knowledge and competencies. This exam is 50 multiple choice questions, and you have 90 minutes to take this exam. These exams can be completed on your own device at a convenient time and place for you. The assessments can also be repeated as many times as needed at no additional fee until you pass with a score of 70% or higher. And then you'd submit your final results online to receive your official certificate and become ProFM credentialed. One thing I wanted to quick point out, if anyone has any questions they'd like to submit, please submit them either via the chat feature or via the Q&A feature that you'll see within the Zoom platform. And then we'll have a few minutes here at the end to address those questions. So one item I did want to point out is the ProFM tips and tools page. You can find this via the link at the bottom here, but take advantage of possible ways to offset the cost of your preparation with employer funding, a tuition reimbursement program, or the Approach Your Boss toolkit. Here you'll see a few different tools you'll have available. So the Map Your Gap self-assessment, a guided tour through the program, the ProFM practice quiz, the white paper, a sample reading materials, the Approach Your Boss toolkit, which is really helpful, a brief brochure, and then a copy of our credential handbook as well. So next I wanted to talk about earning the ProFM through a partner like GPFI and some of the benefits of that. So you would learn from an experienced FM expert and ProFM credentialed instructor. Also, you'll get one-on-one guidance, which will help you comprehend and learn to apply your enhanced FM knowledge. It will allow you to network and collaborate with peers to share real-life examples and bring FM knowledge and competencies to life. And then also, it will help you stay on track to earn your credential with a structured learning experience and support. Next, I wanted to introduce to you Dr. MKO, who's the GMD and CEO at Global Property and Facilities International.
Okay.
It looks like we're getting some feedback from MKO, so I can go ahead and walk through the next slide for us here. So we encourage you to invest in your FM career by enrolling in a ProFM course at Global PFI. Course start dates have not been finalized as of yet, but I'd like to encourage you to contact MKO via phone or email, which you'll see listed here, about attending an upcoming ProFM course. And I've had a few questions come in here, so let's see here. Oh, here's a good one. Is there a prerequisite to become a ProFM credential? No, there are no prerequisites in order to pursue the ProFM. We do recommend, however, that you'd have about 2 to 3 years minimum of facility management experience. I'm getting a few more to come through here. Okay, here's a good one. How long will it take to earn the ProFM credential? Also a very good question. So the length of time it takes to earn the credential will depend on your study method and level of experience, how quickly you read, and a few other factors. But on average, we see it takes about 60 hours from start to finish to complete the ProFM credential. So here's another one. Once the credential is earned, do I need to do anything to maintain it? Yes, you do. So to ensure that your knowledge is kept relevant and up to date, you will be required to renew your ProFM credential every 3 years. And by doing that, so you must earn a minimum of 45 contact hours of continuing education related to the FM profession or renewal credits for each renewal cycle. These renewal credits will be awarded for FM professional development related to the individual, the organization, and or the profession. So here's another good one I got. Who is the program designed for? So the ProFM was designed to be the one credential really for all facility professionals that can be applicable across industries, job titles, and geographies, and really any career level. So kind of going back to if you have to have a prerequisite, it can be early career FM related roles, mid-career FM related roles, or senior FM related roles as well. Here's another one. Is the certification accepted in Canada and other parts of the world? Yes. The ProFM was designed to be a global credential program. And we did have significant input from individuals outside the world come through on that survey that I had mentioned earlier, about 40% coming from outside North America. And then also about half of our ProFMI commission is made up of members from outside North America as well. So it's really designed to be that a global FM training and credentialing program. Okay, I'm getting a few. We'll take, how about we'll do 2 more questions. Can the materials be shared? No, the materials cannot be shared amongst each other. They're licensed to one individual user. Okay, I've had a few people ask here about the difference between ProFM and IFMA. So I'll give you a little bit of the differences between the ProFM and CFM, and then ProFM and FMP. So the ProFM credential is a knowledge-based designation focused on building knowledge and skills. IFMA CFM is an experience-based certification designed to validate knowledge and experience by passing the proctored CFM exam. ProFM is created as a universally credential, not only in its global research and content, but also in its applicability of FMs at any point in their career. And then the ProFM body of knowledge was created in 2017 with input from over 3,300 professionals in 93 countries. It covers those 24 things that FMs need to know, whereas the CFM exam is based on IFMA's 11 core competencies. And then comparing the ProFM to the FMP, the FMP teaches 4 of IFMA's 11 FM topics, whereas ProFM teaches all 24 knowledge areas and cross-functional competencies that are required of FM professionals that are included in the body of knowledge. Also, ProFM has a 3-year term of validity that I mentioned earlier. So the credential maintenance requirements are designed to keep your knowledge and skills up to date through practical and convenient professional development activities. So I had a lot of questions come in, but we're a little bit over our time. So we'll save all these questions and we will get back to all of you via email with the questions that came in, and also a link to this recording as well. So we'd like to thank you all for joining us in this info session today. And thank you, John and MKO, for joining as panelists. Please look for an email from me later today with some follow-up information and helpful links. Thanks, everyone, and hope you have a great day.